Criminal gangs in LA are targeting the rich and famous in Hollywood and Beverly Hills by following them home for their watches, their expensive jewelry. In fact, they're so organized that they're sending in advance teams to scout the victims as they dine out at fancy restaurants or shops at high-end retailers. And then they follow up with multiple carloads of gang members who follow the victims and swarm them when they get home. 2 people have been shot dead. Residents are now being told by police not to wear expensive jewelry, to walk in pairs, to be aware of suspicious people following them. And this is insane. This is LA. This week alone, the span of 2 days, there have been 5 of these so-called follow-home robberies. In one of the cases, a suspect walked to the car of a woman as she was leaving a jewelry store. They shattered her driver's side window. She ended up getting out of her car and tried to run away. But they followed her in the silver Dodge Charger, even as she is begging passing cars for help. The suspects then hit her with their car. She fell to the ground. They got out of the car with guns pointed at her. You can see a good Samaritan there in the white sweatshirt trying to help. The victim, very smartly, throws her Rolex onto the street. One of the suspects grabs it and they speed off. The woman, incredibly, only had minor injuries and is doing okay, at least physically. This was noon on a Monday, right in the heart of downtown LA. It's happening far too often. Look at this video from last month. You can see the victim being pistol whipped by gang members who followed him back to his apartment from a ritzy restaurant. They waited for him to get out of his Lamborghini before demanding his watch and viciously beating him. And in this follow-home robbery from late last year, the victims were waiting for the elevator when 2 armed men burst in behind them and stripped them of their watches, phone, and jewelry. LAPD noticed a surge in follow-home robberies late last year when they clocked 165 of these attacks. So far this year, there have been 56 cases, which puts it on track to exceed that number from last year. Police have formed a task force, identified at least 17 gangs who've been doing this. They've made dozens of arrests for robbery, weapons, and murder charges. But the police chief saying this week, that hasn't done much to deter these criminals. In fact, they're just getting more brazen and better organized.
These are instances that we don't believe are spontaneous. We believe many times these offenders are scouting out locations, sending up advance people, may even have relationships with parking valets or store employees.
The head of the LA follow-home robbery task force saying this week he's never seen this kind of unchecked criminal activity from such large, coordinated groups in his 3 decades on the force. So what the heck is going on? Why do these gang members feel such a level of comfort that they're operating virtually out in the open? 13 people have been shot, 2 killed during botched holdup attempts. Joining me now is retired Los Angeles police detective Moses Castillo. Moses, thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. What's your take on what's going on here?
Thanks, Dan. You know what? This is horrible. These thugs, these criminals, they're just terrorizing communities because they feel empowered and emboldened because the consequences are not severe enough. We have these rogue DAs throughout our country who are being the soft on crime approach. That's not helping at all. They must start enforcing the law and holding these thugs accountable.
What did you make of the comment from the police chief that valets or store employees may be involved as well?
That's scary. You know, that reminds me of, the Mexican cartel in Mexico, where you expect that in a foreign country where, tourists are targeted by, somebody dropping a dime, the hotel worker or the restaurant worker that notices somebody with money. And if that's happening here in Los Angeles, that is really terrorizing. It's out of control. It must be stopped. And those people need to be held accountable because then they're also part of this crime as well.
Have you ever seen organized gangs operating virtually out in the open like this?
Nothing like this. These gang members, they feel empowered. They feel, that they could do whatever they want. Consequences don't exist. And what's sad about it, LAPD talks about there's 17 gangs involved with this, but there's a lot more gangs. The only reason they only came up with 17 is because that's how they were able to identify by the arrests that were made. But LAPD stopped using this database, this Cal Gangs, we knew it. It's a gang database is no longer allowed to be used as an investigative resource, investigative tool. So I bet you there's more gangs involved with this than meets the eye.
Well, tell us about that. What is that tool that was being used that they're not allowed to use anymore?
Well, it's a gang database that had all the gangs in there, all their gang members identified and their associates, but we can no longer use it anymore. It's a controversial thing. Again, we're doing things more to cuddle these criminals than doing things to advocate for victims of crime. And the sad part is the innocent bystanders are the ones that suffer these horrible crimes and these consequences, and these criminals get away with it. And I hope, there's some cases where the FBI.
No, I was going to say, I was just going to highlight something that you had said before, which is that police are arresting suspects, and in many cases, to see them back on the street doing the exact same thing again.
Yes. One of the individuals that was arrested actually was arrested 7 times, and 3 or 4 times was released, and he committed these robberies all over again. What a joke. I can tell you that the inmates in LA County have a special chant. They're in jail chanting Gascon, Gascon, homie Gascon. And that is the DA here in LA County. And it's really sad. When gang members and inmates chant the name of the DA, we are in trouble.
And that's real? That's not, you're not just saying that figuratively. You're saying they're literally chanting it.
Literally. I have deputy sheriffs who work the jails, and they tell me that's a frequent occurrence. And they actually have a name for George Gascon. They actually call him Homie Gascon. Homie Gascon. That tells me, Dan, that we are in trouble.
And again, so people who don't know Los Angeles politics understand, it's because he's sort of moved forward with a pretty soft on crime agenda.
Yes. For instance, no longer charging gang enhancements. When somebody commits a crime for the benefit of a gang, they could be charged with a gang enhancement. No longer here under George Gascon. The use of a gun. If they use a gun and commit a robbery or a murder, no longer use of a gun. There's 2 types: a baby gun offense or the main gun offense. If you charge the baby gun offense, they're only going to add maybe 5 to 10 years to the sentence. But if you add the real gun charge, special circumstances or allegation, that's life without parole or prison in life. When you add that, there is no bail. Therefore, there's no revolving door when there is no bail. But here, they're getting out left and right.
Wow. All right, Moses Castillo, thank you very much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.